Good morning, everybody. This is Mrs. Baumann, and I have a literacy activity that I can share with everybody. This is going to be using Easter eggs, the little plastic eggs that are all on sale right now. So usually you can get them pretty cheap this time of the year. And they're great for many activities. You can make shakers out of them. You can do you can do a million things with Easter eggs. So one of the things that I'm going to show you is some of the literacy activities that I can do. This is going to take a pack of just regular Easter eggs. I like to get the bigger ones just because they're easier to write on and to twist when we get to where we're twisting them. Very easy, very cheap. They're all on sale right now. So, does your child know their letters? So, if your child doesn't know their letters, this is a great way to start. Just by taking an Easter egg, and I'll show you how it looks put together here, is start with these. And as you're talking to them about the letters, you know, this is the letter A, this is the big A, and this is the little a, and we put them together. And you can get yourself kids love to pretend, so get yourself a pack of the empty carton for the Easter eggs, and once they learn, or once they have found the match, you can put them into the egg carton and they can play with them on their own. One of the things when you are doing the Easter egg matching is that for the younger kids, color coordinate it. It'll be self-correcting if you color coordinate them, where the top is blue and the bottom is blue. Now you're going to have more letters because there's not that many colors. You're going to have more letters that don't match, but it kind of lessens the field of the ones that could potentially be the right one. Another thing to do is have an alphabet chart sitting next to them. So if they don't know how to match them on their own, have an alphabet chart of some sort sitting here where they can look at it and go, oh yeah, I got that right. Great activity just for learning letters. The next thing is when we learn our letters, we need to learn what sounds they make. In order to eventually be reading, we need to know sounds. So I found these, which were really cool. They actually snap together on the sides. So in this activity, you would put the letters, the upper and lower case. But we do want to include the lowercase because 99% of what they're going to read eventually is going to be that lowercase. Uppercase is easier for young children to learn, which is great. But once they know those uppercase, you need to get the lowercase alphabet into their head as well. And so when I do this, because obviously if they already know their letters, they're going to be next working on learning the sounds that the letters make. So go ahead and combine the upper and lower case on this one. It's a good activity, something that will expose them to seeing both of those letters together. They'll know instantly that, you know, those two go together. So here we have the uppercase C, the lowercase c. And what I did was I just drew a very bad version of a cat, I will admit that, onto the other half. So on this you would have maybe one that would be a cat, a dog, a fox, a bear, you know, whatever your child is interested in. You know, if they like a certain cartoon and they have certain cartoon characters that have that very specific beginning of sound of the name, try to stay away from blends, which would be like Clark. You know, you don't want them to be putting two sounds together. You want it to be like Jan. Okay, so use what that child likes as much as you can. So here I've got the uppercase and lowercase c and the cat. So with a bunch of them laying around, they're going to sew cat, you know, that goes there. Remember, some letters make two sounds, so Just start with the hard sounds, introduce the soft sound later as they go, but just introduce one sound when you first start it, okay? Okay, so now we've got the next activity is for children. And in order to do this activity, you need to make sure that your child knows their alphabet, they know the letters, they know the sounds that the letters make, and they know that the way that we make words is to put those sounds and letters, they go together and they make a word. So what you want to do is get yourself one of these larger Easter eggs. You definitely want the large ones for this one because you have to draw on these or you're going to be writing on them. So I will show you this in a minute. You're going to start out with writing the alphabet. I use the uppercase on this one. Use the upper and lower case. It's a great thing, but once they know them, this is just an example. I would probably opt on this one because we're going to be making words to use the lowercase. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up with this chunk. What we're going to talk about is rhyming words. When they get older, they're going to call it chunks. Okay, so but a preschool skill is rhyming words. So we're going to have some fun right now with rhyming words. And our rhyming words are going to all end with this sound, an. Okay? So this is one thing that you can do. Don't sit down and make this list by yourself and show it to your child. The best part of this is the making the list together with your child. Okay? So we're looking for a word that would end with an. And what I like to do is go through the alphabet, just one letter at a time with them. So you go and no, that doesn't make a sound. The A and the A are the same. So ban. Does that make a sound? Does that make a word? Ban. You may not know what that word means, but that means you're not allowed to do something. Ban. Okay? So you would write up here, you would write that word, ban. Okay? And can, can. Oh yeah, like the cans that we buy at the grocery store that have corn and peas in them. Can. Yeah, that's a word. So you add it to your list and you keep going. Now, when you go to like D, Dan. They may know somebody named Dan. It's okay to say, yeah, Dan. Dan can be somebody's name. Dan. And as you get down here, Jan and even Ian would be somebody's name. But Ian, ooh, that's kind of a hard one. So I'll leave that up to you how advanced your child is. So you can include names on these, okay? When they get to a word like hand, they're going to go, oh yeah, my hand. Because the D at the end of that, you can't really hear it when you speak in regular language. So stop there and elongate that sound. Yes, this is your hand. Okay, so it has another sound on it. So we're not going to add that to our list, but yeah, you're right, that's a word. Always try to do those little affirmations that, yeah, you did that. You found a word. It's not the word that goes on our list, but it is a word. You're right. So go on down through your alphabet and make yourself a nice long list. Now the an list is a pretty long one. Once you get there, then what you can do is take your egg, and on one side you're going to put your alphabet letter. And of course, on this one, I use the lowercase, which I would recommend you use a lowercase. Okay, and then you put your chunk on the other end. Okay, once you do that, and you get it to snap together, what you're going to do is twist it. Okay, this one is man. Oh, let's see if we can find one of the other rhyming words that goes with that. Oh, there's one. Ban. Man, ban. Do you hear that those rhyme? That's right. And then can. Oh, there's the one from our list up here. So man, ban, can. Oh, what's another one we can find? We found the F, fan. Yeah, we have one of those in the living room or up on our ceiling. So always associate what it is with where they'll find it, because their world needs to be as much into the reality world as you can. So these are things you'll find around the house. Use that. Use the things that are in their immediate environment as much as you can. Okay? So one more quick note is that when you are putting these together and you want them to twist, you're going to want to put a tiny bit of oil on right around the rim of the one that snaps inside, because if not, sometimes they get really hard to turn. If you put a little bit of, I used olive oil, nice and easy, go ahead and put those in there so they twist real easy. And if you get, now this one I also put another one on. I put at, so I put another chunk on here so that if they get it with just one on it, you can add others to it. So now we have, instead of can, we have cat. Oh, let's see if we can find the rhyming words with cat. Cat, fat, mat, bat. Those are all rhyming words. Okay, so you would want to make your list first when you introduce a new rhyming word. You want to make your list first, but then just put it on the end of your egg and just twist it around, and you can just leave these out. They will pick these up and play with them. They are so much fun, and since they helped make the list, they helped find which words are on the list, and they helped create it, they will want to play with it. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you around.